Hello, hello, and welcome back to Cooking with Pure Love Bakery. Today I'm going to be making our gluten-free vegan pizza dough mix and show you guys how you can make pizza like we make here. So just to give you guys all a little idea of why we started making these mixes, we had a lot of customers come in and then they would move to Massachusetts or move across the country and say, oh my God, what am I gonna do without your pizza dough? And so we worked really hard on making a pizza dough mix that now we can ship nationwide. So what we're gonna do is there's gonna be a link in the show description of where you can purchase this pizza dough mix, or you can just come into the bakery. We're located in Avon, Connecticut, and come pick up a bag or pick up one that we already made for you. All right, so today we're gonna get started. So on the back of the mix, it will tell you the ingredients needed. So you need 1 cup plus 1/2 tablespoon of room temperature water, which we have here, 2 tablespoons of olive oil and more for the pan. So just have a little bit extra after the 2 tablespoons, and then 2 teaspoons of cider vinegar. If you don't have cider vinegar, you certainly can use a white vinegar or even maybe a red wine vinegar. I wouldn't do balsamic because it's going to change the color of your pizza dough. Okay, that's it. That's all you need to do from home. Water, oil, and vinegar. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna place the water and our yeast. So let's open our bag, and each bag comes with its own packet of yeast. So you just reach in there, 1 packet here. So you're gonna take the water and the yeast, and we're gonna mix those together. All right, let's work on this. So mix those up until it gets a little bit frothy. We're not putting the sugar in here. Normally you would activate the sugar and yeast together, but to make it easier for you at home, we already put the sugar in the pizza dough mix. So it will take a little longer to activate once you make it, but easier for you at home. So just mix that with the water. Don't have to go crazy. Give it some stirs. And we're gonna let that sit for just 5 minutes. Now in that time, you can do a lot of things. So we have our oven preheated to bake our pizza. We're gonna be baking it at between 375 and 425. It really just depends on your oven at home. We have a pretty hot convection here, so we're probably gonna do 375 convection. All right, we'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, let's check in. All right, so the yeast is starting to mix together and froth up just a little bit there. You don't get the bubbles that you would normally get if you had the sugar, but that's fine. Okay, so the next thing is we're gonna take the rest of our bag of our gluten-free vegan pizza dough mix. So when you make the mix, it is gluten-free and vegan, and today we're gonna be putting dairy, some cheese and stuff on it, and meat, but you can keep it vegan. You can do it with whatever you want, but when you get it to you, it has hardly any allergens at all. The ingredients in the bag are sorghum flour, tapioca starch, xanthan gum, granulated sugar, salt, and just the stuff we're adding here. So really no allergens there. Okay, so it's all mixed in there. Let's put it in our mixer. And then we're just gonna mix it with a paddle attachment on low. You just wanna mix it on like the stir setting just to make sure that the sugar and the yeast and everything that has settled in the bag comes together. And that'll just take a moment. And then what I do to make things a little bit easier, I pour the oil, the 2 tablespoons of oil, and the 2 teaspoons of vinegar right into this mix, so then you're not pouring multiple things in the bowl. Make sure you get all the yeast off the sides. Okay, and let's start pouring. Always pour things in at a slow speed. We're obviously gonna bring the speed up, but it'll just splatter all over the place if you mix it any higher, at a higher speed. Get all the yeast on the sides. Okay. Just mix it probably, 20 seconds or so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift this up. You can leave that on there as long as it doesn't fall. You just wanna make sure that you get everything off the sides of the pan, out of the bowl. Okay, so if you can see there. And then we're gonna go back in here. Or not. And then let's scrape that off. Just want to make sure you don't have any flour at the bottom of the bowl that wasn't mixed in. So as you can see, this has already come together really nicely. Okay. So if you read the back of the bag, the next instruction will be that you're going to scrape it down with a rubber spatula, and then you're going to mix it on high for 30 seconds. So when we say high, we mean high. Probably 8 or 10 on your KitchenAid. All right, let's turn this down. That was 30 seconds. Now, if you look in the bowl, it almost has like the change of color almost. It comes a little bit lighter and it's all come together. It's very soft and smooth. That is exactly what you want it to look like. All right, so let's take off our paddle, scrape that down. Now, you are gonna be very alarmed, most likely, and say, oh my God, this is so soft. I cannot believe this. That's not what pizza dough looks like. You don't need to be that alarmed. This is what our pizza dough looks like, and our pizza dough is not one, it doesn't have gluten in it, so it doesn't snap back, and you don't have to knead it with a rolling pin to really get it smoothed out and larger. What this is, it's very sticky, so you oil your hands, you oil the pan that you're using, and you just press it out. Never grab a rolling pin, you don't need to add flour to it. It is ready to go once it rises. So we're gonna scrape this down from all the sides here, and kind of just create a little bit of a ball in there. And then we're gonna put it in a bowl that we already put some olive oil in. You just wanna coat the bowl with olive oil. I don't know if you can see that very well, but we're gonna try to scoop it into a ball the best we can. And you'll see it's very soft. It's kind of like a batter more than it really feels like a pizza dough, but it will. It makes the most delicious, chewy, gluten-free pizza. Okay. So we got all of that out of there. Swirl it around, just make sure that it's not sticking. I take a little of the oil and just make it into the ball the best that we can. Okay, and what you're gonna do is cover this with plastic wrap and put it in your fridge for 30 minutes. And then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna see that it has risen. Hi, okay, we're gonna take the pizza dough that we made and we're gonna make a stromboli or a stuffed bread. My mom made these all the time when we were growing up. My mom is Italian. She made stromboli. It was like our friends would come over for sleepovers and they would always be like, where's the stromboli? So this is the one that she always made when we were kids, but she would just use regular pizza dough. But now we're gonna use gluten-free pizza dough. All right, so we're gonna take our dough ball. We put some oil down on a sheet pan. All right. And just make sure that your hands are nice and oily. We have it on parchment because the parchment is gonna help us roll this up. All right, so you're gonna press this out kind of into a big rectangle. I made a few of these for Super Bowl this year. We did like a buffalo chicken one. So you take some nice crispy chicken. We use our breadcrumbs, our gluten-free breadcrumbs, and coat some chicken, and then slice it up and cover it with buffalo sauce and blue cheese crumbles. That is so tasty. You can do spinach and feta, spinach and artichoke. Lots of fun things you can do with this. All right, you want it to be nice and consistent. Press it down, make sure your hands are oiled. Okay, this is gonna feed, a good amount of people or just my husband for a snack. All right, he can't say anything because he's holding the camera. All right, so we're gonna use some, I got some low sodium ham. My mom always did the same flavor because we loved it so much. So it was always ham, pepperoni, and provolone. So I'm gonna layer the ham on the bottom. I got low sodium because I feel like a lot of times if you get the regular ham, it's just a little bit too salty with the pepperoni. So I do think this tastes a little better. All right, we're just gonna layer this. Okay, and I put the ham on the bottom too because I don't want the cheese to ooze out the side, so it almost acts as a protective layer. So the next layer, we're just gonna use some sliced provolone and leave a little bit at the edge because you wanna have a place where you can seal one dough to another. So as you see, I didn't go all the way to the end really anywhere. My favorite always was the end piece because it would have like crispy cheese and sort of greasy pepperoni, and it would just be like a big pocket of deliciousness. So I might have to eat that one today. All right. So we've layered our provolone, and the last layer is gonna be pepperoni. It's easier if you get the bigger slices. It's just quicker than having to lay out a million tiny pieces. So you can just get this at any deli that you go to. So I like to press it all down. And with a normal stromboli, you would roll this out on a floured surface and you could just roll it by hand. But in this sense, because this dough is so soft, we put it on parchment and we are just gonna roll it on the parchment. Sort of like how we make cinnamon rolls. So you're just gonna pull this back Then just fold it over, give it a little squeeze, and I just pull it towards me. This is a huge Stromboli. You can certainly make a smaller one. All right. Give this a little squeeze. Now the only problem that I have here is that I'm a little bit close to the edge. So what we're gonna do is just try to pile this up the best we can and slide it back on the paper. All right, so let's tuck everything, make sure it's sealed. You don't wanna handle it too much because like I said, this dough is very soft. All right, so just tuck your edges. Got a little hand peeking out there, but that's all right. Put this in a 375-degree oven. Convection. If you don't have convection, put it at 400. And you're just gonna cook this until the whole thing is golden brown. It's probably gonna take at least 20 to 30 minutes, but we'll check back and just check it halfway through and see where you're at. You wanna just make sure that the center is cooked because it does have that dough rolled around. So we're gonna put it in and we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. All right, so our Stromboli is out of the oven. It took about 20 minutes at 375 convection. You can certainly, if you find that it needs to go a little bit longer, you might want to turn it down just a little bit so it doesn't get too burned, but it's nice and crisp. It's not going to be like regular dough and get super brown and golden. That's just not the way the dough works. It's probably too hot to slice, but this is what we do here is we just cut things too hot. We eat them too hot because we just can't wait. So, all right, so we're going to start at the end here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's exactly what my mom's would look like. So hopefully she is proud. I mean, how can she not be? Look at that devil. All right, so now you can use our pizza dough to make stuffed bread. And I guess we should eat a piece? Like a baby. Oh, my husband's shaking his head no because you can see the steam coming out of it. I'm gonna take a little bite and I'm gonna probably burn my tongue and that's how we're gonna spend our, oh my God, look at that squish. That's like soft, chew. Oh my God, so exciting, sorry. All right, we're gonna take a bite. You gotta be kidding me. This bakery, geniuses. Oh my God. Another good thing you can do with this, you can dip it in red sauce so it'll taste even more like a pizza, or just eat it and eat it and eat it. Oh, this is awesome. All right, well, thank you for joining us again. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can see more fun recipes that we're making. All right, have a great day.